3.
Okay, result. The image of all figure types should be promoted into society. As years pass by, society has been implementing acceptance, respect, and equality. We live in the 21st century, and people have been fighting against discrimination towards people from other nations, races, social classes. But it's how is it possible that there are people fighting against discrimination and other people that are writing articles against employers like employing fat people? And I have this article that states that here's why you should discriminate against fat people, and the other one is 16 reasons why fat people should not be employed. I think this is absurd because absurd. They give different reasons why not to employ fat people, such as fat people cannot do several things or fat people are lazy. The thing that surprises me the most is that there are people that really think that fat people should not be employed. For example, in a hospital in Texas, they stated that they will not hire anyone with a body mass index more than 35 points. And if you do get hired, you will not have the opportunity to be promoted or get a better salary. On the other hand, in a statistic of 2011, heavy women, all these women were compared to average women. So the heavy women were paid $9,000 less than the average. The very heavy women were paid $19,000 less than the average, and very thin women were paid $22,000 more than the average person. And I don't think it's rational to criticize the capacity of someone based on what size of jeans do you use. Nobody has to be discriminated for the way they look. And based on the article number 1 on the Mexican political constitution, any discrimination motivated by ethnic group, origin, age, gender, sexual preference, marital status, or any other thing that goes against the law of human dignity and aims to nullify or impair the rights and freedoms of individuals, it's prohibited. I just want you to remember this phrase. Our differences that divide us, it's not our differences that divide us, it's our incapability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. Thank you.
345.
345?
Uh-huh.
Ready, lady. Go.
So if you are over 35 points of mass, you can suffer. What are you trying to avoid? So this is our first problem. Okay, so I heard the opposing team talking about salary problems or hiring employees. So of fuller figure women. So this is our second problem because you're just discriminating the fuller figure woman and not just all the women. So, and also I can agree sincerely, I do want the same but in a different way. Because do you want to see that woman included and happy, but where? In a hospital? In a medical center? No, right? So due to the frequently fuller figure size health problems, obese women are estimated to be over 35% more likely to develop Alzheimer. So let's not compare that type of problems. Scientists from the National Institute of Health in the United Kingdom believe that societal factors such as advertising, like programs, have combined to create an environment in which temptations to eat overwhelm the body's ability to control what and how much to eat. Then a brain scanning study including more than 500 women confirmed that being overweight or obese is associated with a greater degree of age-related brain degeneration. Then, let me also tell you that longitudinal trials examining mortality and body weight suggest that maintaining a weight under the rates is beneficial in all older people. So you just heard maintain a weight under the rate. Because if not, what? You can suffer from osteoarthritis, physical function, and possibly DM2 or coronary heart diseases. So maintain weight. And also you can tell me what's harder than telling a parents that their little daughter just died from a heart attack due to obesity. What's harder? Tell me. Then, in my experience, I'm usually with women, and I know that we all deserve the same rights, the same employees, and everything. But we continue with something. Are you promoting acceptance or inclusion? You can promote good lifestyle, healthier lifestyle, promote sports, promote health and well-being for society. I mean, I've been excluded, and I had to understand it. But what I also had to understand was my health, my body, not society's. Thank you.
309.
Ready, Vanem?
Can you turn off the...
Esa era mi foto, pero luego ya me dio como que un poquito más de...
Manny.
Así.
Yes, thank you. Ready?
Okay. Judge a person without knowing what is the true beginning of obesity. The obese is a sickness, and for obese people is not easy. Insulting people who are unhealthy or discrimination them is certainly not helping. It's cruel, it's unhelpful, and can make things worse. A study done by the magazine American Journal shows a higher percent of depression in the people who has a higher body mass index that refers to obese people. What do you think these do too? There are many factors that are triggered to obese people, like social factors, the lifestyle, economical and biological factors that makes people get fat. But the most important factor is the social pressure. Imagine that people judge you, criticize you because your weight, because your physical appearance, and just because you are over the average of body mass index. The generalizations and stereotypes that we establish as society shows that obese people have one job: being nice, funny, and makes people laugh. Do you know? Do not you understand what I'm talking about? I'm talking about movies and TV programs. In these movies and these TV programs, they show fat people and obese people like clowns, and they show that if you are obese, your only job is make loud. These are only a few examples of what I see. And although we love these movies, they mark generalizations about overweight people. I'm not saying that they don't respect fat people, but in certain way they might mark a standard on the physical aspect. It's necessary to leave these stereotypes and these generalizations to begin include and accept without taking in account the physical appearance, as well as change the beauty standards to stop seeing the obese people like unattractive, unsafe, lazy, or incapable people. And an example of this inclusion, which is beginning implemented here in Mexico by many brands, it's the presentation of plus-size models in beauty campaigns, like Palacio de Hierro published this campaign and the paragraph that say, "I am the perfect size," and shows a plus model being pretty and secure. The campaign teaches you that the size doesn't matter, and you are beautiful, and you have to accept yourself. And we want to close our arguments with a video who breaks these stereotypes and these generalizations about fat women.
No te compares.
Está mal eso,
Thank you.
Do you have anything else? No. We haven't finished the debate. Sorry. We haven't finished the debate, people. Monica. Okay, Monique.
Well, as Maribel said, even promoting acceptance of bigger bodies and highlight diverse figures is seen as the most praiseworthy move in ads. Stores, windows, and magazine covers. This is a way of excluding a group or a segment of the society and emphasizing the acceptance of some stigmas in the society. And this is exactly what we don't, that we are against, is that we want to promote a healthier figure, not normalize a figure that will affect the health on the society, because that is what is happening nowadays for example, the fashion industry or at advertisements, is that most of the people are forgetting the one and most important thing, that it's health. As we can see here in this ad, she is a model named its name is Iskra Lawrence, and she is a well-known plus-size model. She has been on campaigns of sport magazine, fashion magazines, and commercials. And the problem here is not her shape, because that's good. I mean, the difference in the world is that makes us a integrity of different like persons, body shapes, and all. But here the problem is the way that she promotes herself, the way that she is saying that she don't care about being fat. And this image is an example of how the social network can affect the society. For example, one doctor said that exactly this image influenced teenagers to not do any sports. So a teenager who ultimately will develop diabetes because they are being overweight, and because this overweight is being promoted through the social media and all the new forms of communication among the society. Also, there was a study made by the Farming Camp Heart study, when it found that if one of two siblings became obese, the other sibling had 40% of chances of becoming obese as well. Okay, and maybe you can say, well, this is about genetics, but they made exactly the same study to a married couple, and the results were the same. Well, maybe they shared the same diet, but they made this same study to a group of, in a circle of friends, and one of them became obese, and the other the risk of becoming obese and the rest of the circle increased 75%. So this is what exactly we are against of promoting this image, not because it's different and because it's not acceptable, but it's because we want to make something acceptable. We want to define what is acceptable instead of including them. She is a model named Stefania Ferrario, and she said, I am all for diversity in models of all different sizes and shapes, but I think that it's irresponsible that there are more models of health range on the catwalk. And exactly, she refused to model on the last year's Fashion Week because she suffered from obesity, and she said that it was irresponsible for his part to share that. Thank you.